Good morning. Now we will see greedy method. So this is also one of the approach, just like divide and conquer approach. This is also one of the methods or strategies or approach. Okay, this is used for solving optimization problem. So we'll see what is optimization problem. Okay, with an example. So optimization problem requires either minimum result or maximum result. Okay, for example, if you want to have a problem on profit, okay, then profit must be maximum, so result must be maximum. If you want to have a problem which is cost effective, then the result must be very minimum, cost must be very minimum, then that is the best solution. Okay, we'll take an example here. Okay, so what is optimization problem? Optimization problem is one which requires a minimum result or maximum result. So we'll have a problem where you have to travel from point A to point B. So this is the problem. You are traveling from point A to point B. So what are the solutions? Okay, you can walk. Yes, so that is the one solution. You can go by bike, second solution. You can go by train, yes, or car, third solution. Train, then like this you can have many. Okay, and one more thing is you can go by flight. Okay, you can go by flight. So like this you can have many solutions. Okay, now which one will you choose? Whether you want to go it from walk, okay, bike, car, train or flight, which one will you choose? So here the constraint is, or the condition is, constraint is you have to reach there by 12 hours. Okay, so suppose point A to B is from here to, okay, Gwalior. Okay, something like that we will choose. Yes, then train and flight are the only solutions now. Okay, train and flight are the only solutions. Okay, because of constraint, because of less time, these are fast transportation system, so these are the best solutions. So these are called feasible solutions. Okay, feasible solution. So which is feasible? Okay, this is feasible. Now if I put one more condition, okay, it must be minimum cost. So this is feasible. Okay, these two are feasible, train and flight, but out of which is the minimum cost? Then another constraint, cost minimum. Okay, cost minimum, then it is train. So you choose train. So since minimum cost, okay, minimum is there, so result is based on minimum, then this type of problem is called as optimization problem. So it is an optimization problem. So optimal means, you know, okay, which is more efficient. Optimal means more efficient. So this is an optimal problem. So the train solution is called optimal solution. Okay, which is satisfying the objective of a problem. So this is satisfying the objective of a problem. So there can be more than one solution. Yes, here you can see there can be more than one solution. There can be more than one feasible solution, but definitely there can be only one optimal solution. So this is the optimal solution. Only one. You can have more solutions, more than one solutions, you can have more than one feasible solutions, but you can only have one optimal solution. There will be only one optimal solution. okay, the best solution. So this is called as optimization problem, and optimization problem has only one optimal solution. And if a problem requires minimum result or maximum result, then that problem is called as optimization problem. Okay, so strategies used for optimization problem. Okay, strategies used for optimization problem, I'll just write it down. First one is greedy method. Another method is dynamic programming. These are there for your syllabus. And another is branch and bound method. Okay, branch and bound method. So we'll see now greedy method. Okay, so here in greedy method, okay, here in greedy method, the problem must be solved in stages. You must know this. The problem must be solved in stages. So we will be solving two problems here. One is job sequencing and deadlines, with the deadlines, and another is, okay, merging patterns. So these two are there for your syllabus. So we'll solve these two problems. But before that, we'll see a general approach or general algorithm. We'll write a generic algorithm for greedy method. So to solve a greedy problem method or any problem using this strategy, that is greedy method, the problem must be solved in stages. Okay, in each stage one input is considered. Okay, what we are doing, okay, we divide the input, and in each stage we take one input, we consider one input, and if that input is feasible, then we include it in solution. Okay, then by including all those feasible inputs, we will get a optimal solution. Okay, I'll repeat. Problem must be solved in stages. In each stage one input is considered. If that input is feasible, then we include it in solution. Whatever the solution we have got from giving that input, if it is feasible, the solution is feasible, then we include that in solution. And then, okay, we include all those feasible inputs. After including all those feasible inputs, we will get a optimal solution. Okay, so general approach, okay, or general algorithm, we'll see here. Okay, algorithm greedy. So it will take, okay, some inputs which is having size n. So here 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, a1, a2, a3, a4 and a5. This is 1 2 3 4 5. There are indices 5. Okay, so this is an input and its size is 5. Okay, so it is an input and its size is 5. So what we do, we take, as I said, we take or we solve the problem in stages, and in each stage we take one input at a time. Okay, so x equal to, sorry, we will have to use for loop. Okay, we'll use for loop because we have to take all the inputs. Okay, for I equal to 1 to n, all the inputs, you have to do this. What we have to do, you have to, okay, select a and put it in x. X is an input. We have to select one input, okay, which is x. We have selected a1, for example, I equal to 1. I equal to 1 means, this is I equal to 1 means a1, we have put it in x. So this is very generic, okay. This is not exactly the code, this is algorithm, okay. If this is feasible, if x is feasible, then okay, then what you have to do, you have to include it in solution, okay. So earlier solution plus the obtained solution which is feasible for x, so then you include it in solution, okay. Over, close this bracket and close the main bracket. So this is the generic algorithm. For example, I'll give some examples here, some more examples. Of course we'll solve two problems based on greedy method, but before that, suppose you are buying a best car, okay. Suppose you are buying a best car. Best car means what? Which is having more features. So in terms of features, you are telling that that is the best car, that is optimal car. Optical car which is having more features, obviously it will be more costly, correct? In terms of more features, it will be more costly. So how do you select it? How do you select it? There are many methods. Suppose one generic method, if you want to have a best car, what you do? Throughout the world, which all car models are there, you go through them, okay, and you go through all the features of all the models, and yes, and then based on features, you select a car, yes, you select a car. So do you think can you go through all the models in the world? Yes, no, right? You have many models of cars, and seeing features of all the cars is very time taking problem. It's a time consuming procedure, yes. So what you do, you go on cars which is available in India or at least in your city, okay. You have top brands, yes, maybe out of, okay, maybe out of 15 brands, what you will do, you would have already known which is the best brand, yes. So you will go for that which is available for you in your city, okay. There are hundreds of car models or car brands in the world. So in your city around 15 are there. So you have filtered out most of the cars, so only 15 are there. Out of that, best brands you have selected maybe 2 or 3, yes. In that you are not seeing all the models, you are going for top end, okay, top end cars, so where features are better, yes. Again you are filtering. Suppose in each brand there are 10 models, you are going for top 2 models. So you have only 6. Now you compare out of this 6, 3 brands you have selected, and each brand you have taken 2 top features car, then you only have 6. Then that is how you have filtered and you have made your job easy of selecting. So this is one way. And why we are calling it as greedy? Because it is your own approach. Maybe that is not the best car for others, but that is the best car for you, okay. Yes, so this is one of the car example, okay. Another example is, suppose you run a company, okay, and you are an entrepreneur and you run a company, and you want to recruit the best person for a particular position, yes. How will you select? How will you make an interview? Okay, one method is you go to a best college, yes, yes. You do the procedure of first written test to all, then group discussion round to all the people, then technical interview to all the people, yes, then HR round to all the people, Do you think is it possible? Okay, it is too time consuming. You want to run a company. Your job is not to recruit the people. Your job is to run a company, correct? So how do? You filter out most of the people. Okay, first you filter out some colleges. You go to only few colleges, and in each college you filter out in the written test. Then you filter some people in the, okay, GD. Then you filter some people in a technical round, technical interview. Okay, that is how you do. See, you might not have selected the best person. Yes, others may tell that I had good knowledge than the person who has been selected. Okay, definitely you should have selected me. Yes, of course he may be right. That student may be right, but for that company, for their requirement, he is the best. Okay, for your company, the person whom you have selected is the best person. Yes. So what is this approach? This is a greedy approach because it is based on your requirement. You are greedy, correct? It is based on your approach. So you can apply your own method or your own approach. So this we call it as greedy method. Okay. Now we will see job sequencing with the deadlines. Of course, there is one more knapsack problem. Actually 3 problems are there, out of which 2 problems are there for your syllabus, and we are not solving any problem here. We are understanding the strategy here. Okay, we are understanding the strategy, and you have to explain the strategy if asked in exam. Okay, so if it is asked for 10 marks, okay, maybe at least 2 pages you have to explain it, you have to write it. If it is asked for 5 marks, 1 page. So in 1 page, 1 method. 2 pages, 2 methods. So now we will see job sequencing with the deadlines. Now we shall see job sequencing and deadlines. So here I have taken an example. So first we will see what is this problem. Okay, we'll understand the problem, and then we'll try to apply greedy method. Okay, so we have some jobs here. Okay, all of same nature is same. So jobs of same nature are around 5. Okay, and each job has its own profit. Assume that these are people who have come in queue for the same job. Okay, so for example, if you take a paper, okay, or a typist who make a bond paper, okay, you might have seen, or if you go to Tahsildar office, okay, you can see there they will create a documentation work. Okay, maybe writing the application for Aadhaar and making a necessity or attaching necessary proofs, okay, ID proofs and all those details. So suppose, let us take, okay, an assumption. Let us assume that this person or machine, okay, generally it's a person for this case, will take 1 unit of time. 1 unit of time means, okay, 1 hour. 1 hour for one job. So for one job, 1 hour. So these are the jobs. So he has 5 jobs, and for each job he has profits. So let us take these profits as rupees. So if he does J1, he will get 20 rupees. If he does J2, he will get 15 rupees. If he does J3, he will get 10 rupees, and so on. So you can see that the jobs are arranged such that the profits are in descending order. Okay, profit from higher to lower. So J1 work is done, then he gets only 1 rupee. And what are these deadlines? These deadlines are such that, okay, as per our assumption, this job is ready to wait for 2 hours. Okay, suppose for example this person has opened the shop at 9 o'clock. Okay, between 9 to 10, okay, there are slots. Okay, between 0 to 1, that is 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. is 1 hour, correct? So 0 to 1 hour. Then 1 to 2, that is 10 to 11 a.m. Then 11 to 12 a.m. Only 3. Why I have taken only 3? Because these people, okay, maximum what they can wait is for 3 hours. This person is ready to only wait for 2 hours. This person is ready to wait only again for 2 hours. This person is ready to wait only for 1 hour. These two people are ready to wait for 3 hours, even though the job is done within 1 hour only. Their job can be done within 1 hour, but they are ready to wait for 3 hours. This job is each job is done, can be, is capable of, I mean each job can be done within 1 hour only, but those people are ready to wait for this person J1 ready to wait for 2 hours, J2 ready to wait for 2 hours, J3 ready to wait only for 1 hour. Okay, even though they can wait for up to different hours, 2 2 1 3 3, but each job can be finished within 1 hour. That is our assumption. Okay, now where should we, how should we choose so that we get maximum profits? So this is maximization problem, so it means it is an optimization problem, and this is the constraint. Okay, so first what we have to do is, okay, we'll check always highest profit job. Okay, it can be done in this slot 0 to 1 hour or 1 to 2 hours, but this person is not ready to wait after 2 hours, so I cannot put it here. Yes, I can put it either here or here, so better I will put it here. Okay, because he is ready to wait, I am getting more profit, I'll put it him here. Okay, I won't lose anything. This person who is doing the job won't lose anything. So what example we have taken? The documentation work. Okay, so each job is a documentation work which takes only 1 hour. Okay, but this person is ready to wait for 2 hours, so I will do it in second hour between 10 to 11. This is 9 to 10, 10 to 11, and 11 to 12. After 12 no one is there to wait. No job can be done because they are not ready to wait, they will go. So you don't have any job left out with you. So you have to do the jobs in such a way that you get a maximum profit. So what I have selected is J1 because it is maximum profit. Okay, first, but I will not do it at first. Okay, but because he is ready to wait, so I'll do his, so that I still have this, so that I can do another person job. So next, this person I have fixed the slot. Okay, it needs 1 hour, I have fixed the slot. Next person is this, he is ready to wait again only for 2 hours. So 2 hours is here, I'll check it here, maximum. This is the maximum what he can wait. So I'll check this slot. No, this slot is not vacant, it is filled by J1, so J1 is scheduled here. So we'll have to come back because he is not ready to wait after 2 years, so we'll have to come back. Is there any vacant place? Yes, I will place it J2 here because I have highest profit there compared to J3. Now J3 can I do? He is ready to wait only for 1 hour. He has come at this 9 o'clock, he is ready to wait till only 10 o'clock, and I will not do it here because this is filled by J2. And if I do it here instead of J2, if I do J3 job, then I'll get, instead of 15 rupees I'll get only 10, which I don't want to lose. Yes, I want maximum profit. So J3 cannot be done because he is ready to wait only for 1 hour. If he was able to wait for 3 hours, we could have definitely put it here, but he is not ready to wait after 1 hour. Next, this person is ready to wait for 3 hours, so we'll come to the slot 2 to 3. Okay, we'll put J4 here because it is vacant, we'll put it here. Suppose this was not vacant, we would have come here. This is also not vacant, we would have come here. This is also not vacant, then that that could not be done. That could not be done. Now this was vacant, so we have put it. Now we don't have any other slot, so there is no meaning in finding a place for J5. So we are filled with all the slots. 3 hours maximum people were ready to wait for 3 hours. So we have filled all the 3 hours job. So again J5 cannot be done. So J3 and J5 cannot be done. So what is the profit here? If I do J4 job is 5 rupees. If I do J1 job 20. If I do J2 job 15. So total is 40. Okay, and if I want to put it something like this, okay, I'll just paste it here so that I can write beside this. Just a table I want to put. The table is job considered, okay, slot assigned, solution, and what is the profit. Fine. So yes, so initially, okay, we will consider J1 job, which slot we have given, okay, 1 to 2. So slot is 1 to 2. Okay, so what is the solution we have got? We have got the solution for J1. So what is the profit? 20 rupees. Next, we go for J2. Yes, we try to find a slot for J2, and J2 occupied. So 1 to 2 is already occupied. So J2 will occupy 0 to 1. Okay, but how should I write it? I should write it in order. So 0 to 1, 1 to 2 is already occupied in earlier case. So 0 to 1 J2, 0 to 1 it is done. So what are the solutions we have got? J1, J2. What is the profit? 20 plus 15. Earlier profit was 20, now we have got 50. Now J3 is not done. So if it is not done, there is no slot added. There is no slot added. So J1 and J2 jobs are done. There is no J3 and profit remains same. There is no profit adding. Next is J4. Next is J4, and then yes, 0 to 1 slot was already occupied, 1 to 2 is already occupied. So when J4 is done, between 2 to 3. So all the slots are over by now. Job J1, J2 and J4 are done. So what is the profit? 20 plus 15 plus, this is 5. So J5 is not done, so this remains as it is. Okay, this remains as it is. So what is the total sum? It is 40 rupees. Okay, now we will consider one more example. Okay, one more example, and we'll try to understand it. I'll just copy it so that my writing time is saved. I'm taking one more example. This is J6, and suppose I have taken these many jobs. Okay, and I'm taking different jobs. Okay, some different example. This is 30, 25, 20, 15, 12, 5 3 4 4 2 3 1 2. Okay, so these are the deadlines. So if this person is ready to wait for 4 hours, this person is also ready to wait for 4 hours. But it is also true that this job can be done only in 1 hour. This job also can be done in only 1 hour, but they are ready to wait for up to 4 hours. So how will you have it? 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Maximum is 4. So where will you put this person? Where will you put this person? J1. Okay, he is ready to wait only for 3 hours. So go to the maximum. Yes, go to the maximum slot. So you put it there because it is the maximum profit. You can see here, this is profit. So you have to arrange the time slot for J1. Then J2 is ready to wait for, yes, J2 is ready to wait up till 4 hours. So you better put it him there, J2. And J3 is having highest profit. It is already filled. Then come to left. This is also filled. Then come to left. Then you put J3 here. You cannot leave him because he is of highest profit compared to all others. These two are already scheduled. Compared to J4, J5, J6 and J7, J3 is highest. So you have to give a slot to him. Next, J4. J4 is ready to wait only for 2 hours. So this slot is already filled. So put it here. Come left and put it here. So this is J4. Then you already know that there are no slots available. J5, J6, J7 cannot be done. These jobs cannot be done. So what is the total profit for J2? It was 35, 30. For J1 it is 35. For J3 it is 25 and 20. So what is the total? Total is 70 plus 40 is 110. So that's all about job sequencing with deadlines. So if the question is asked, you have to explain greedy method. Okay, you have to explain the greedy method along with job sequencing and deadlines. If the problem is on, okay, optimal merge pattern, which is the next topic, which is a part of greedy method, then you have to explain greedy method and that problem, optimal merge pattern. So next topic is optimal merge pattern, which is one of the problem which comes under greedy strategy. Now we shall see optimal merge pattern. This is one of the problem where we are solving it using greedy method. So two problems we are seeing on greedy method. The one which you had seen now, job sequencing with a deadline, okay, and here optimal merge pattern. So we know what is merging, okay. Merging is always done with the two sorted list. So there are two sorted list already. So ascending order 3, 8, 12, 20, and we have another list of size 4, okay, 9, 11 and 16. So both here size is 4, n is 4 and m is also 4. Okay, so what is the sorted list? So sorted list is the another array, okay, it is the another array where we are getting, okay, I will just connect the mouse. So what is the result? Result is also another sorted array. So how do we have to merge this sorted list? Okay, merging is always done on sorted list. So we have two list, okay, that is list A with 4 size and list B also with 4 size. So output will be 8, okay. So it will be sorted manner. So we have already seen what is merging. So what we do, we compare first two elements, so whichever is less is placed, correct. Next we, so this is there, so when next we take this element and compare it with the earlier element. Okay, so 8 and 5, 5 is the least. Now between 8 and 9, 8 is the least. Now between 12 and 9, 9 is the least. And between 12 and 11, 11 is the least. And between 12 and 16, 12 is the least. Between 16 and 20, 16 is the least. And between, there is only one left out now, which is 20. So what is the size here? Okay, order is m plus n. So size is 8. So what is the time taken? It is 8 constant time. So this merging we already know. Now we have to choose a pattern, okay, which is optimal to merge the list. Suppose we had only two lists, we did this. Suppose if we had many lists, for example, list A is there, B is there, C is there, and D, there are 4, and I'm not writing the elements, I'm just writing the sizes of each list. So there are 6 elements here, 5 elements here, total 2 elements and 3 elements. I'm not writing the elements. I have written the elements. I'm writing only the sizes here. Here 4 and 4. Here 6 is the size, 5 is the size, 2 and 3 is the size of D. So I have written only the sizes, not the elements. Now I have to merge these two. So let us see what are the patterns we have. Okay, different methods or patterns. So what I'll do, I'll merge 6 and 5. Okay, I'll get around 11 elements. Yes, when I merge two list, I'll get the sum of them. So 6 plus 5, I'll get a list which is new list, which is having 11 in number, 11 elements in that list. Next, I'll merge this 11 with this 2, then I'll get some elements like 13. Result is 13. Then with this new list which is 13, I'll combine this 3, so I'll get 16. So hope you got it. So we have merged all the elements, correct, and later at finally we get a list of 16 elements. Yes, is that true? Yes, 6 plus 5 plus 2 plus 3 is 16. So we get 16 elements at last. But what is the cost or time taken? So here total time or total cost is, okay, 11. Initially we got 11. Then we got a new list of 13 elements. Then we got another new list of 16 elements. So what is the total time taken or total cost? It is 11 plus 13 plus 16 is 40. Now is it the optimal? Is it the optimal? Let us see. Let us take, we have other options also, right? We'll take this and we have another option also. We'll do that. So I'll keep it here. I have taken the same example. Now let me see, let me try with other option what we have. So instead of combining 6 and 5, okay, then later the result of that, instead of combining with 2, what I'll do is I'll first combine 6 and 5. I'll get a list of 11. Then I'll combine 2 and 3. This option is also there, correct? Okay, then I'll get 5. Yes, then combine these two. 11 plus 5 is 16. Now what is the total cost? 11 plus 5 plus 16. How much? 16 plus 16 is 32. Yes, total time is lesser than this earlier. If I go by this method, this pattern, okay, it is more time consuming. If I go with this pattern, it is less time consuming or less cost. Yes, so this is better method compared to this. Now is this the only method, best method? Okay, can I combine it with any other pattern? Okay, let us see. Do I have any other way? You think? Please think. Let us see. Now I have one more method. First I'll combine these two. I'll get 5. Then I'll combine with these two. 5 plus 5 is 10. Then 6 with 10 is 16. Yes, I have taken all the list and combined. So what is the total time taken? 5 plus, yes, 10 plus 16. How much? 21 plus 10 is 31. Yes, it is still more less. Time consumed is still more less than earlier one. So which is the best out of this? The third method. So what is the pattern I have used here? You can see here. First I have taken the least smallest size list, I have combined. Then with this I have taken the smallest number, I have combined it. Then the remaining. Here this pattern is there. Here it is not like that. You have combined the smallest, but here this and this was the smallest, but you have chosen 6 and 5, which is the biggest. 5 and 5 is smaller than 6 and 5. So you have chosen this. So hope you understood what is the pattern. The pattern is whichever the smallest element you have chosen, okay, that is the best approach. So always we should pair the smallest size list and combine them. Hope you have got it. So 2 and 3 is the smallest, I have combined it. Then 6 and 5, instead of combining 6 and 5, 5 and 5 is the smallest, so we have combined it. And then 10 and 6, which were the only remaining two list, we have combined it. So which is the best method here? By selecting smallest pair. I don't think any other method or any other method strategy we are left out with. So why it is called as greedy method? Because it is your own way. You are greedy about saving the time or cost. So it is one of the greedy method. See, for any problem, different problem has different solutions. There is no particular solution. Okay, it depends on the problem. So we have n number of problems in this world, so we have n number of solutions, and every problem will have optimal solution, and it is the one who has total knowledge about the problem, only that person can solve or can find a better solution for that problem. Okay, so this you have to keep it in mind. The one who understands the situations better, only that person can solve it better. So now we'll take an example. I'll take an example, another example. Okay, we'll take a problem. So problem is, we have a list. We have some lists. Okay, x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. These are the names. And we have sizes. What is the size of x1 is 20, 30, 10, 5, 30. Okay. Now, are they in arranging ascending order? No, they are not in any order. Okay, so first we'll have to arrange them. Okay, so which is the least? Least is 5. Yes. Then least is 10. Then least is 20. Then we have same size of 30 and 30. Okay, so what is, this is x4, this is x3, 20 is x1, then this is x4 and x5. Now what is the best method what we have chosen now? Okay, best approach is combine the least elements. So if you combine 10 and 5, you will get a list of 15. Okay, then what is best? 15 and 20 is the least. Now the result, these are gone, you have combined them. So 15 and 20 is the least, so you have to combine those two. If you combine those two, you will get 35. Then what is least? Is it 35 and 30 or 30 and 30? Yes, it is 30 and 30. So you combine these two and you will get 60. Now only two lists left out is 35 and 60. So combine them. This is 95, 35 plus 60 is 95. So what is the total time taken? This is inner loop. These are inner loop. So add all the elements. So 15 plus 35 plus 95 plus 60. How much? This is 50 plus 60, 110. 110 plus 95 is 205. So this is the total cost. Total cost or total time, whatever you can call cost or time. Now to find this, there is one more method, or you can solve it using one more formula. Formula is there. Okay. What is this? This is the size. And this size, what is the distance traveled to reach the end? 1, 2 and 3. So distance is 3. So what we will do is distance into the size. What is the size? It is 5 plus. Next, this element. This element to reach the last list, how much distance it is traveling? Again 3. So 3 into 10 plus. So this is distance, this is size. Distance, size. So you have to select all the list size. Plus. What is next? What is the distance for 20 to reach there? Only 2. 20 is here. It goes like this and goes like this. Okay. So 2 into 20 plus. So this is another formula, or. Next 30, it is reaching with 2 distance, 2 into 30, and again plus this 30 is also reaching, is traveling 2 distances, so 2 into 30. So if you add this is 15 plus 30 plus 40 plus 60 plus 60. If you add this again, you will get 205 only. So either you can consider the inner loop nodes, inner loop node, addition of those, or you can use the formula that is summation of distance di into the size of each list. Size of each list. So I varying from 0 to number of list. So 5 is there, I varying from 1 to 5. Okay. So this is used by Huffman coding. So this pattern merging, okay, this pattern merging, that is optimal merge pattern is used in Huffman coding. What is Huffman coding? It is not there for your syllabus, just for your knowledge point of view I'm telling it. It is the compression technique. Okay, it is the compression technique. So what is that? That is to reduce the size of data. Okay, if you want to reduce the size of data or size of message, okay, you compress it. So in that problem you use this optimal merge pattern. So if this example is asked to explain using greedy method, then you will have to take one of the example like this. Okay, you can take any example and you have to explain which is the best method, and you can demonstrate it, the cost of one of the example. So that is it. This is there for optimal merge pattern, and where it is used? It is used in compressing technique or reducing the size of data or message. So that is called as Huffman coding. Okay, that is called as Huffman coding. This is not there for your syllabus, but this is the application of optimal merge sort. So this is the end of greedy method. Okay, so this topic is there for your third IA, that is greedy method, and the first one, divide and conquer method. These two topics are there for your third IA, and the rest other 3 techniques you will see it in coming classes. So after your IA you will have to attend the class. So in those classes we will finish another 3 methods.